Okay, 8th graders, today we're talking about comparing rates. And your essential question is, can you recognize when a pattern in real life is linear or nonlinear? So, our first question is, can you compare proportional relationships? So, our problem says, the distance y in meters traveled by a 4-person ski lift in x seconds is represented by the equation y equals 2.5x. The graph shows the distance traveled by a 2-person ski lift, which I forgot to put on. So the graph of the 2-person ski lift looks like this. After 2 seconds, they are 4 meters in the air, and after 6 seconds, they're 12. So, our slope here of this line is going to be up 8 over 4. So on this 2-person ski lift, y equals 8 over 4x, or y equals 2x. And on the 4-person ski lift, our equation is y equals 2.5x. So, which ski lift would be faster? Well, every second on the 4-person ski lift, you're going up 2.5 meters. Every second on the 2-person ski lift, you're going up 2 meters. So the 4-person ski lift is faster. Graph the equation. The next thing says, graph the equation that represents the 4-person lift in the same coordinate plane as the 2-person lift. Compare the steepness of the graphs. What does this mean in the context of the problem? So I'm going to choose a different color here for the 4-person lift. So let's say purple is the 2-person. And I'm going to use red for the 4-person lift. And they're starting at 0, 0, and they're going up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. So this one, the 4-person, looks like it's increasing a little bit faster. It's a little bit above the 2-person lift. So the steepness of the graphs, the 4-person graph is steeper because it is faster. Okay, this next problem is really gross. When I was typing it, I was kind of disgusted, but I figured you guys would like it. So, toenails grow about 13 millimeters per year. The table shows fingernail growth. Do fingernails or toenails grow faster? So, this is in weeks. So, in 4 weeks, fingernails grow 2.8 millimeters. So if we know that in 4 weeks, they grow 2.8 millimeters, we could set up a proportion for 52 weeks, but we also already know that in 1 week, fingernails grow 0.7 millimeters. So all we have to do is multiply 0.7 times 52, because there are 52 weeks in a year, because we need to be able to have these each in years to compare them. So 0.7 times 52 is 36.4. So fingernails are growing 36.4 millimeters per year and toenails are growing 13 millimeters per year. So obviously fingernails grow faster. And then it says graph the equations that represent the growth rates of toenails and fingernails in the same coordinate plane. Compare the steepness of the graphs. What does this mean in the context of the problem? So this one's going to be a little bit harder to graph. Alright, so we have fingernails starting at 0, going, if we count these up by years, and this is millimeters, in 1 year, fingernails will grow 36.4, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. After 1 year, we're at 36. And toenails, so here's this steepness. Toenails we'll do in purple are 13, 5, 10, 15, so right about here. So we can see that fingernails have a steeper line because they grow faster. Alright, turn your paper over. The earnings Y in dollars of a nighttime employee working X hours is represented by the function Y equals 7.5x plus 30. The table shows the earnings of a daytime employee. The daytime employee is earning after 1 hour $12.50, after 2 hours $25. So in 1 hour they're earning $12.50. So their equation is Y equals 12.5x, because each hour they're adding $12.50. So who has a higher hourly wage? Well, the nighttime employee makes $7.50 plus 30. The daytime employee makes $12.50. So who has a higher hourly rate or wage? That would be the daytime employee. Because $12.50 is a lot more than $7.50. And then write a function that relates the daytime employee's earnings to the number of hours worked. So we did that. Y equals 12.5x. Graph the functions that represent the earnings of the two employees in the same coordinate plane and interpret the graphs. So here, I'm going to count up by 5s again, because my nighttime employee starts at 30 and makes $7.50 an hour. So after 1 hour, they would have made $37.50. After 2 hours, they would have made $44. After 3 hours, they would have made $52.50. Alright, so this is night time employee. And then my daytime employee makes $12.50 an hour, so start at 0. After 2 hours would be 25. That's going to be easy to graph. After 4 hours would be 50. After 6 hours would be 75. Okay, so we can see again the daytime employee has a steeper slope. So the daytime employee has a steeper slope because they are paid more. Alright, manager A earns $15 per hour and receives a $50 bonus. The graph shows the earnings of manager B. Which manager has a higher hourly wage? So manager B's graph looks like this. This is hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And earnings in dollars, and this is 25, 50, 75, 100, and so on. So after 3 hours, manager B earns $75, and they start at 0, 0. After 3 hours, manager B earns $75. So you need to think about how much does manager B make per hour. And we know manager A makes $15 per hour but receives a $50 bonus. So you need to tell which manager has a higher hourly wage, and after how many hours does manager B earn more money than manager A. So if you graph them, you should be able to tell when that happens. So try these 2 problems for homework and have a great night.